Vapour is the first monster in Pillar Chase 2, originating from the Minecraft mod Boy of the Rain. His design also takes inspiration from an old horror shooter called Vapour. He's likely the first or second monster players will play as, or maybe third now that Baldi is free. Either way, it makes sense, seeing that Vapour is unlocked by default. Vapour is one of the most interesting monsters in PC2, both in terms of balance and gameplay. His overall strength is highly debated amongst players. Some claim he's overpowered, while others insist he's underpowered. I'll get into why people have such imposing views in a bit, but first, let me give you a little rundown of his abilities in case you're too lazy to read the in-game description. Vapour is a slow monster, boasting only 18 spread speed, making him the second slowest in the game, being beaten out by Inkfell. He has 135 stamina, which allows him to keep up with survivors without completely being able to outstamina them. Despite his sluggish base, he hits like a truck, dealing 70 damage per attack. He comes equipped with 2 abilities and 2 passives. His first passive is no chase feed. Instead, he will jump scare the player when they enter his terror range. This is a huge advantage. Without a chase theme, survivors can't be sure whether they've escaped or not. Plus, seeing that Vapour is bald, he's probably going to get someone to scream. His second passive involves dropping an orb every 20 seconds or upon getting a kill. This orb is invisible to survivors but highlights any in the surrounding area. His first ability, Demonic Shift, teleports him and his spider skulls to the orb. Speaking of which, his second ability allows him to summon a spider skull, little skull guys, that rush the survivor and deal 9 damage per hit. Survivors can spam E to kill them, but as far as I know, they always manage to land at least 1 hit before they get kicked. Now, let's talk about his problems. First and foremost, Spider Skull AI is terrible. The little guys get stuck on objects, stop moving randomly, and sometimes spin out of control, which, while hilarious, is also incredibly frustrating. While this doesn't drastically affect Vapour's strength, it's still an annoyance. On the flip side, Spider Skulls can feel too powerful. They only deal 9 guaranteed damage, but considering Vapour himself hits for 70, a single strike plus 2 spider hits can bone break a survivor instantly. If Vapour slaps you even 1 time, you're basically dead, unless he chooses to ignore you. Personally, I don't think it's that big of an issue. Vapour has to work for his hit, and you already have to be in a bad position to get demolished by the spiders, but I do see why people take issue with it. One of my other major problems is that his jump scare sometimes just doesn't play. There's nothing more frustrating than turning a corner and instantly dying because Vapour's ugly mug is suddenly in your face. I'm pretty sure it just gets removed and re-added from the game somewhat randomly. Though it could just be bugged, all I know is that it's still listed on the wiki. Overall, I'd say Vapour is a very strong monster with some glaring flaws. He shines on maps like Pillars or Dungeon, where his abilities give him an edge. Originally, he relied too much on the sacrificial spider skull strategy, which made him easy to counter for experienced players. So I'm glad the recent changes fixed this. He's also not too map dependent, though large maps can be a pain for him due to his slow speed. In conclusion, Vapour is one of the stronger monsters in the game, held back by a few key issues. Despite that, his gameplay loop is pretty fun, and he's getting a rework anyways. I hope you all enjoyed this. See you next video where I'll probably talk about Rosemary or something else. I don't know. Like and subscribe, or don't. This video isn't that good anyways.